Hi, Partha. Welcome to the L Cube Show.
Hi Pratisha, how are you?
I'm
Thanks,
good. I'm
thanks for
good. Thank you.
inviting me.
Yeah. Should I call you Partha or should I
All
call
right.
you Sedimagan?
Either way is okay.
So, for the viewers, we have here Partha, who is a cyclist, but also kind of an environmentalist, or I don't know if he wants to save the planet. He's planting trees along with his cycling passion, and he has planted 340 trees until today, until the time we are speaking right now. So, tell me, Partha. First, let's talk about your cycling passion. And tell me about yourself a little bit before we get into your passion and why you're cycling all your way through.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Parthasarathy Perumal. People call me my known friends, my surroundings. They call me Partha. This social media is where I've created this Sedimagan. One of my friend supporter used to call me Treesman. Then I thought trees man was little different, so I don't. And I'm from Tamil Nadu, Tamil. So I thought let's make it as a Tamil word, and then we created Sedimagan, a new word, and
Yeah.
it's really going well. Yeah, about me, I'm a family man, happy with family. Lost my mother last year, but if not, we were all living together. My family, my father, mother, we all live together here in
Okay.
Hosur, Tamil Nadu, and I'm a data analytics domain right now, working on data
Oh,
analytics right now as a
great.
professional
Okay.
profession. Yeah, that's my like 8 to 10 hours of my day is on as a data analyst in a particular company.
And
But
I'm
if not,
guessing,
apart
and
from
I'm
that,
guessing you're working in
I do
Bangalore.
spend a lot of time in
Do you work in Bangalore?
yes, Bangalore. Yeah, Bangalore is my work location. I've been in Hosur. There is a factory in Hosur also, so I've been working in Hosur for almost 10 years. Recently, there was a different situation, so I have to move to Bangalore office. So once in a while, I'll go to Bangalore office, and sometime I work from home.
It's very near, right? Hosur and
It's
Bangalore.
actually 40 kilometers. It's actually near. 20 years back, we can say it's very near because 40 kilometers will just take 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yeah.
But the same 40 kilometers now is like 2 hours of journey. So it's by distance, by time, no? So now it's too far to, I
Is
cannot
it
say it as any more near. It
is
now
it
takes
because of the
almost
traffic?
double the time. Yeah. So Hosur also has traffic, but from Hosur to Attipalli is the border. That
Yeah.
is like hardly it takes 10 to 15 minutes. But after that, from Attipalli to the office, no, that is going to be a very long journey.
Okay.
But 20 years back, it was not like that. It was
I
not like
know.
that. It was
I know.
taking hardly 45 to 50 minutes or 1 hour, even in
Yeah.
a public service bus. No, but now it's no more that. We could never enjoy that particular timeline. So about me, so this is my personal and professional. But apart
Mhm.
from this is where I started this cycling. I used to cycle for almost 6 years, and then
Mhm.
while cycling, I used to enjoy the nature. And some point of time, I thought this nature should be sustained. No, like not I alone enjoy. So that's how we thought, why don't we start planting? And then this planting journey also came along with it. And that's how this Cherry Magan also was born on
Okay.
December 1st, 2021.
Can I ask why cycling? Why did you did you just do it like a passion, or why did you start cycling?
Cycling is just definitely fitness. I was traveling
Okay.
a lot during my initial profession and different foods. I explore places and I ate a lot and my weight got increased. So then I need to find a way to reduce the weight. So I sold my bike, my motorbike, and then I forcefully bought a cycle. So that I can forcefully cycle. No. So I was
Okay.
cycling only 5 kilometers a day, but then I met some few friends who used to cycle 20 kilometers a day. So then I realized,
Wow.
okay, it's possible. 20 kilometers is possible.
Mm.
So the same expression what you gave just now, I was also giving the same expression when a friend told I can do 20 kilometers. No, I regularly do 20 kilometers. I was thinking, what 20 kilometers? How is it possible? But then regular practice and all those things, I could also realize myself, my body is changing, my fitness is changing, my health is changing, a lot of things are happening. Then I
Mm.
thought this is a good practice to have it. So I continued almost, it's now 7th year, I think I'm cycling continuously. Weekdays, I do 20 kilometers and weekends, 40 to 50 kilometers we cycle.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what, Partha? Like back in the day, okay, when we were kids and all, we used to see people cycling a lot. Let's say for the from the
Yes.
nearest towns to the main towns, or let's say from small villages to the towns, they used to cycle normally. They used to come in and
Yeah.
out like for their work, or
Yes.
even for getting groceries or everything. They used to cycle very normally, but now it has become an issue that cycling has become like a wow, is it that something you would do? Like we are forgetting that we can do that. That is the problem.
Right. Right. Cycling. Yeah. Some places they still see it as a cheap, economical practice. Some places they see it as a high-fi fitness activity. So it's both side. Yeah. Some people cycle just for passion. Some people cycle for fitness. Some they have hardly, they cannot spend money on transportation, so they cycle
Yeah.
from the home to their office. So
Yeah.
multiple reasons.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
What did you find out after cycling? Did you find it's economically also good, or did you find it's good for fitness, or did you find it both matched together?
it's multiple. Yeah, it's multiple. There is so much of benefits when you cycle, and you cycle it. You should cycle it good, right way. You cannot just take any cycle and just cycle it. You should have the right frame size. You should have your good like outfits. If you're going for long riding, if a small one is fine, you can just have regular dresses. But yeah, that there are some right practices. Then I think it'll become a long-term practice. People have immediately will buy a cycle, maybe not the right frames, and they'll just ride it with the wrong practice, wrong intake of food, all those things. Then they'll feel, I have this body pain, I think cycling is causing me. Then they'll completely stop it. So that's also is happening around cyclists. So I was lucky that I had one of a friend, Jay, who is a good, has a very good knowledge in cycling. So he kept guiding us. If at all I would not met him, I would have even gone to a wrong direction, and I would have, stopped my cycling itself completely. So he was a good guide, and I'm still practicing whatever you taught me.
Please give us some tips, Partha, because why I'm asking you this is, I think around like 12 years ago or something like that, I used to cycle when I was a kid, like to the school, to and from the house and to the school. It was around like approximately more than 6 kilometers to go and come back. So that's around like 12 kilometers a day, right? Easily. And there were no proper roads back then, but we used to cycle because we were young, and then we could cycle. But after coming to Australia, I wanted to cycle again, and then I bought this cycle. But the problem was the tires were huge, like they were this thick, and to ride them was like it's a big hurdle for me. And then slowly I stopped doing it. Then I found out that there are professional cyclings which you need to buy. The tires has to be slim and all. Can you give us some tips about for the starters or for the beginners, what kind of bicycle is that we have to buy first?
Sure. I'll give you. So I'll give you whatever I know. Okay. There are so many people who have very good knowledge about it. I'll tell whatever I experienced. I learned by this experience of this multiple years. So normally there are 3 types of cycles. Okay. One they call it as MTB.
Sorry, one which again?
MTB. Mountain terrain bikes. Okay. Mountain terrain bikes, like it's off-road, not used to be for normal highway roads, no, like general roads. It'll be like off-roads. And then they call it as road bikes. The one you talked about, slim tires, no, those are road
the
bikes.
Slim tires. Yeah.
And the third one is normally hybrid. These are the 3 classifications. Hybrid. There are multiple categories. If you go into a website of a cycle, manufacturers, there'll be a lot more, like city tourers, like there'll be a lot of things. Generally, these are 3 types. MTB, which is like off-road. Road bikes is for mostly for fitness, and then for like racing and all those kind of stuffs. And then hybrid is like touring. You have a long endurance. You can go for a long ride, no, like in average speed for long. There is a hybrid cycle. It's nothing but on the road bike. No, I would say it as a kind of an MTB frame in a road bike tire. Like it's a mix of. You said there is a big thick tire, no? That is MTB.
That's MTB.
Yeah, that's MTB. Yeah. And then the thin tire is road bike. So there is a combination of the thin tire in a much more stable frame, no, strong frame. That they call with the suspension in front, all those things will come. So that they call it as a hybrid. So these are 3 varieties. So if a person is going to cycle mostly in off-roads, like people will have interest only to do like that kind of rough roads, or their
like trekking, once in a while trekking, like once in a while off-road cycling.
So they can go for MTB actually. Or they wanted to cycle just 5 kilometers a day, just around their area. They want to go for shopping, small shops and all those things. No? They can actually go for hybrid. So that's far much better. But if they are planning for a long rides and like fitness, I'm going to do, and the roads are really good, then they can go for a road bike. Because road bike, you get a good speed also. And it's typically a perfect fitness cycle, road bikes. Like you will have the handlebar also a little different shape, where you can keep your hands in different positions, because your body gets tired very quickly. Your muscles get tired. So when you keep
you rest your elbows also, right? Some people rest.
Different positions. So when your one particular muscle gets tired, you can hold it in a different way. So the other muscles start working. So the other muscles, the previous muscles will get rest for some time. So we keep on changing the profile. So the posture. So the handlebar is designed in such a way that you can use it. And there is like endurance mode. You're on high speed. You can hold the bottommost the part of the handlebar kind of things. So that's the road bike. And hybrid is like flat bar, but it'll have the performance of a road bike. So which means you go on an average of 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, like relaxed ride. I'm going to enjoy the nature,
Yeah.
talk with friends, and then do a long ride. That is hybrid is the best.
Okay. I think
So
hybrid
these are three varieties.
sounds good to me. I think hybrid is something which,
Mostly, yeah, mostly everybody will go for hybrid. Yeah,
okay.
mostly everybody will go for hybrid because road bike people will say that you should also get little fit before you go to road bike.
Good. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, because that's how they say. So
Mhm.
if at all somebody is on weight reduction, they want to
Yes.
first reduce their weight. Hybrid is the best. Even I too started in hybrid, but I didn't have the knowledge of hybrid cycle that time. I just randomly bought a second-hand cycle which was in OLX. No, in Bangalore somebody was selling, a college student was selling a cycle, so I just bought it from him. And he's like he finishes
You're lucky
studies and he's going.
you got hybrid. I got MTB and I stopped cycling.
Okay.
I didn't know and I stopped cycling altogether.
No, that's not alone. No, so that's just a variety of cycle. But the real thing comes is if you're on a particular height, there is a particular frame size to which you should cycle. People sometimes take a wrong frame. Like
Okay.
if at all I'm short and I take a bigger frame, definitely it's going to not fit me. I will have either the knee pain or the elbow pain. Then I think this is not the right thing for me. I should stop this. I may have to go for jogging or walking. The people will stop.
Oh.
So you have to take the right cycle. So when I finally chose my cycle, I rode lots of different cycles. Every year I changed my cycle. Every year I changed my cycle. I bought only second hands. I didn't buy a brand new ones because brand new ones, at least in India, we cannot expect that readily available in a showroom. So I can go and ride and check whether I can buy it or not. If I order it, I paid it. Then if it does not fit me, I still have to sell it at a very low price.
Yeah.
So we saw in market in at least in India a lot of second-hand cycles because people just buy it and then it does not fit or they don't cycle. They're just lying in their home. So I started exploring those, and every year I used to change a cycle. And the one which I have now, it's almost 2020 June I bought, I think. So after that, I never thought of. I didn't even have a thought of should I look for another cycle. I'm done. It's like perfect. How you feel a dress is perfectly fit for you.
Yeah.
Like no wrinkles. You don't feel any uncomfortability. Like that cycle also will give you that feeling. Like when you sit on it, you'll feel so relaxed. Actually, there won't be any pain. There won't be any stretching like that. So this cycle was perfect for me. So I stopped there on it. So people should try the different frames or try different things, and whichever they feel very very comfortable, that they should take it. Not just take a wrong frame and then the seat height, everything has to be adjusted actually in a cycle according to your comfort. Once that is done, then when you cycle, you can ride kilometers. Like you'll never know that you will. It's like it'll become like a drug, no? Like
definitely.
Like
even with the MTB at that point of time, we have cycle lanes here. We have like cycling lanes around the suburbs.
Okay.
So it's really cool. But MTB was not suitable for that. I didn't know hybrid or the road bike is suitable for that.
Okay.
So it ended up in the garage at the end of the day. So this is important information. That is why I started off with what kind of bicycle you should be buying in the first place.
Right.
Trust me, like most of them, I'm sure you didn't have an idea before you started.
I didn't have.
Right?
Yes, I didn't have. I randomly bought a cycle. Luckily, I got it as a hybrid one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that cycle had a problem. Even I didn't realize until I rode a friend's cycle. It's like it had the gears little bent where I could not shift the gears, and the fork had a huge bend which I never noticed. For 6 months almost, I've been riding in a bent frame. And only when I started did a test ride with a friend's cycle, then I realized, oh, my cycle has a bent fork. The guy who sold it, because he might have underwent an accident.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to say that, and it was a good deal. He didn't sell it for like big price and all. It's a very he sold it for me like 5,000 rupees. That's all. A cycle which is around 18,000, he sold for 5,000. When I rode it at that point of time, I didn't see any trouble. I just it's good. I put it in my car and brought it back to Hosur, and I started riding it. Only when I wrote the other guys, I realized there is a fork bend. Then I tried to change it. I couldn't modify it all. So I didn't sell that. It's still there in my
in your garage.
terrace. No, it's just I didn't sell that because I couldn't make that repair. I couldn't still correct the forks and all.
Yeah.
If I have to buy a new fork and all, which is when I don't ride it, why should I invest is what I just keep that cycle there. But then I changed multiple cycles, but those when I could check all those things perfectly. So it's like by experience only.
It's good. It's good that in India it's not.
Time is what I learned.
In India, it's not that costly, but here in Western countries, bicycles are very costly. It's becoming like I think you can buy a car cheaper than a bicycle. Actually, cars are more.
Yes. Oh, India also now it's a very good business. See, there is both varieties. No, very economical cycles also are there. There is also branded ones, very costly also there.
Yeah.
I ended up with a bigger branded only finally because I couldn't find that comfort in the. I should not say it's not, but it may be that that technology is fully proven now, which I could realize it very comfortable. I did driven some of the economical versions as well, which I couldn't get that actual thing. So I moved into a little branded cycle, which is costly. Sometimes I see my cycle and a particular cars, both will be same price. But it's like to that price is what I bought, and a second hand. I didn't buy it in a fresh one. So it is there. Now it's a very good business.
We enter into the Sedimagan part. I just want to know the road safeties. What is it that you have to make sure these days? You have to be very careful if you're going on a highway, with a lot of traffic and all. What are the minimum safety measures you should be taking? Or is there any particular gear you...
First is, of course, first is self-care only. We cannot expect the others to be... we can expect others to be careful with us. Yeah. So the first one would be helmet. Helmet is one of the most important thing. You have to protect first yourself, and then we can expect the surroundings to be whether it's protective for us or not. So first one is helmet. Start with helmet, and the second one would be your gloves. For riding, after some time, you will start feeling a little uncomfortable for hands. So if you have a gloves which has small pads in it, which is normally available, you can ride long. So that does not give you any discomfort or divert you. Yeah, it will have a small pads. It will have very small, thin pads will be there.
Okay.
So gloves is the one. And kids, I would recommend having that knee pads, that knee protections and all will be there. Elbow and knee pads will be there. For kids, I would recommend it. But if they're riding within the residential place, and if there is a good control of the population that they drive within 10 kilometers, because there will be board, right? Within residential place, you have to ride only 10 and 20 kilometers. It's okay. But if people don't control, then it's better to have the kids wear those helmets and have the everything, because we cannot always expect somebody to be very careful with us. So that's the general one. I do wear the glasses, the gears, because the dust is there, no?
Yes.
Not all roads we have it very clean or kind of thing.
No, I think that's a mandatory.
That's a minimum. Yeah. So those are the things I would say. So those are things, and this jerseys and this jersey pants are like for aerodynamics. Like you go for more than 10-15 kilometers, it's good to have like this jersey, so that when it sweats, it does not stay in your body. And then these are all just fit to your body, so you don't feel something flying around when you ride in a very windy place and all. It really gives a very good comfort. Going with a t-shirt versus a jersey is only after you wear it and then ride it is what you'll feel that the more you're comfortable, you can focus on your surroundings. If you're not comfortable, you'll be focusing on something uncomfortable, and then there is a diversion, and then that can end up with some accidents also. So that's the first personal thing. Then in the roads, of course, we have to go we should maintain our own lane, not to go into the bikers or the cars lane. No, we should definitely follow ourselves very strictly.
Yes.
And we should have our eyes out, like, is somebody crossing us? Is there a potential guy who can come near? We have to take care of ourselves. I think Australia may have their own cycling lanes, and also
we have cycling lanes, and also
there are some.
There is a rule on the road also. If there is a bicycling person in front of you, even if whatever the speed the road is, you have to stay away, like very far away. All the cars will be staying away. So we will be watching out for bicycles. That's like the biggest rule. Like you just can't go anywhere near. Like you have to maintain major distance actually from them.
Okay.
They are like number one priority. Pedestrians and the cyclists are number one priority.
The same thing here also, but no. Some places they strictly follow. There are some lanes where people strictly follow it, but we cannot find that everywhere. No, so some places we can relax. Okay, this is a cycling lane, this is a walking lane. I'm very sure nobody's going to ride a bike here or car here. I can be relaxed. There are some places where both is going to happen. So that places we have to take care, make sure we are safe.
So, if you don't mind, would you mind sharing the experience when you went through that accident, how it happened?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It was like early morning. The way we do the ride is we have a meeting point, and we know there is a particular route through which we have to ride. It will be like a 1 hour driving and 20 kilometers. So the way the rules within us is 6 o'clock is a meeting point, means whoever comes at 6 o'clock, they'll take a selfie showing that I'm here. And then 6:01, they'll start cycling. They don't wait for the rest of them, because some people may come at 6:10, but somebody is waking up early, getting ready on time. They come and they don't have to wait for the rest of the people. No?
Yes.
So we have the strict rules within ourselves that by 6 o'clock we have to start. So that's a little far away meeting point. Like it's 4 kilometers away from my home. So I was trying to make sure I reached there very fastly. So that day I was cycling very fast. And by the time I'm reaching almost, it's like I could see my cyclist waiting like for the 6 o'clock time and then to start. So I could see them. Just before that, there was a car parked in front of me, which is there is a tea shop close to it.
Okay.
So the guy who parked, which is like before 6 o'clock, right? Before
Did
6 o'clock. So
did
he
he
also
open the
parked
door?
it. He maybe wanted to go for.
Did he open the door?
Yeah, he suddenly opened the door. Yeah, he opened the door. I also hit there. And that's the first time I realized there's a blackout, something called as blackout. For some
Yeah.
time, I didn't realize what happened around me. I lost that memory, maybe some 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I don't know what happened. The moment I got my sense back, I know my friends, one or two friends from there who was also looking at, okay, the Partha is coming. So they noticed that he has hit, and then they came from the cycle. They started picking me. So I could realize that. So in between that, I couldn't realize anything. And luckily, I had the helmet and everything, the gloves, everything was there. So when I fell down, also the gloves actually protected me.
Okay.
And this sleeve was there, so it didn't make big of a scratch.
Yes.
So those were all very mild. My phone, of course, fell off, so the phone got a little damaged. The driver also I cannot blame because he in the early morning he came and I don't think so he can expect somebody to come suddenly.
Yeah,
I was also trying to ride. So the door also got a little damaged. He is also gonna spend some money to correct it. So it's a kind of a I could have gone a little this way. I didn't notice it. So it's a dual side thing.
Yeah.
So we didn't make a big drama there, but we realized it. But then I realized, okay, if at all I didn't have the helmet, definitely it could have gone a different way. Because the head falls down first, and the tar road it's too dangerous.
Yes.
So I realized, but then that day I didn't go back home. We continued the ride, so the muscles don't get tight, no. So that maybe helped me. Didn't go through a stage of taking rest and all. It went well, but that's one of the accident I remember, and I wanted to make sure it should not never happen again, or to my friends also.
Yeah. Do you have any goal like I have to cycle from A to B? Any destinations like that? Do you have any dream goals like that?
Yeah, people speak a lot of destinations. No, so far I have done some long rides along with friend cycles, like from within Tamil Nadu, like border to border, no, like Hosur to Kanyakumari, 4 days ride, every day 150 kilometers. So it's like wonderful memory for us. It was like best memory, I would say, because we are just all alone in our own cycle. We stop somewhere, we eat whatever we want until 6 or 7 o'clock. We ride, like morning 6 to evening 6, we ride the cycle. And then after 6, we find out wherever we have a lodge room or anything that is available. We don't look for particular rooms and all. Something is there, okay, let's put the cycle, take rest, like have there, whatever the local food is there, have a good food, then take rest. We have to wash our clothes also because it's 4 days ride, right? Make sure it's dried by the morning. And then morning again 6 o'clock we start, right? So it was that 6 to 6 is like so much of fun.
Yeah, approximately you cover around 150 kilometers a day.
150 kilometers.
Right.
How 150
far
a day, yeah. Only then you can reach in
Hosur?
4 days there.
30 kilometers. Right. Okay. So it took 4 days to you.
Yeah, definitely. We third day we decided to almost quit because we didn't really feel comfortable. Like after lunch we thought, do we have to take so much of stress? Do we have to undergo like body pain, all the things? We thought of quitting. So we thought if at all we get some lorry or something, we'll put the cycle on it. And then we'll go to Madurai, we'll take rest. Next day alone, we'll cycle to Kanyakumari. But we couldn't get a lorry or somebody stop. So we thought, okay, let's ride little more. Then our body got warmed up. So we thought, okay, not required. Then we continued cycling.
Which month is this?
So
In which month did you do this? Which month is this?
This is 2021 October, I think. Yeah, almost the same time. Yeah, exactly on Gandhi Jayanti, we reached there at Kanyakumari. So yeah, it should be September to October, the 3 days. That was at vacation time, right?
Gandhi Jayanti, because otherwise it's going to be really sunny, right? In Tamil Nadu, it's going to be really hot.
No, it was hot. It was hot actually. Madurai was very, very hot. Very hot actually. We had the peak sun, and Madurai side we noticed that we don't see a lot of shops on the highways, and there was also less trees, so we don't get a shade to stop also in between, and we cannot stop somewhere for having drinks or water or something. So it was a tough time for us in that zone alone. So that's where we decided to quit also. But later we realized, okay, good we didn't quit, and we know our strength now. At least we know that if we try a little extra, we can achieve it. Two of us who we thought will decide to quit. We thought, okay, now good that we didn't quit, or else it would have been after going back home. We thought, even though you drove up to Kanyakumari, in between you took a lorry and you bypassed it. No,
I get it. Yes.
But that guilt feeling we didn't have, and we enjoyed it finally. Actually, it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Even now we think of it, we always say, why don't we go again, is what we do. But we need the same 4 people to again join back. Maybe sometime again we'll do it. When you talk about this question, I don't have specific destinations, but I just like to ride long. Like if there is a 4 days of leave or 5 days of leave, and if my family is also ready to permit me to go for a long ride, no, then I definitely want to ride whichever direction, no, whichever like whatever direction you get, let's ride for 5 days and then come back home. That's what it is.
Yeah. The uniqueness of why I wanted you to come onto the show is not just because you're a cyclist, but because you're also a Sedimagan, right? So tell to the viewers, what does it mean? Because it's a Tamil word, right? What is Sedi and what is Magan?
Yeah. So Sedi means Sedi means plant, and Magan means sun. So son of plants. So one of my, as I told in the beginning of the interview, one of my supporters in Instagram, he called me trees man when I started planting it. And when I started planting, I never thought I will be creating a word as Sedimagan, or this will be a journey also.
Yeah.
So so I started cycling, and I used to enjoy. I'm born in Hosur. I'm born and brought up in Hosur. I'm a citizen of Hosur. I'm very proud to be in Hosur.
So now we know that you are a Sedimagan, which means son of trees or son of plants, right? What is that point you decided to become that Sedimagan? What is that incident that touched you and felt like, oh, there is something we have to do about it here? Why did you feel it? Because I'm sure you've been seeing around you like from very long, right? But what is it that incident that's that stroke, like I have to do something about this?
Okay, so first thing is I started as a cyclist only, right? So I've been cycling around Hosur, and when I only started cycling, I realized Hosur has so much of green spaces, and it's so nice to enjoy cycling around the outskirts of the Hosur, not in the center of the Hosur. The 5-kilometer radius of Hosur, you may not see this, but when you come out of the 6th or 7th kilometer of the radius, no, you can see lots of greens. Farmlands and a lot of trees, and it'll be really, really nice. Each exits of Hosur is like so beautiful to see. So I started enjoying like anything. I started taking pictures, clicking pictures, and I started posting. That's how this Hosur Vibes, the Instagram account started. I have to store these photos somewhere, so I thought, why don't we store it in Instagram? So that's how it started, and some people started liking those photos, like watching, oh, it's our hometown.
I used to do that with Facebook. I used to store all my pictures on Facebook.
Same. That's how the journey started. But I some point I started realizing that, okay, I'm enjoying this, and now the chill city, the Hosur, which used to be called as chill city, is now it's
what is it? Sorry, is it chill city?
Chill city.
Chill city.
Okay. Like it's known for climate. It's known for a good cold climate, cool climate. So it used to be called as that, but now it's getting called as industrial city. Nothing bad, because the place is suitable for it. It's close to Bangalore, and 4 to 5 hours ride to Chennai port. So it's a very good place. So it's getting converted to industry. So I always think some of these places, what I enjoy now, will not be the same after 10 years, 15 years. These places may have an industry there.
Okay.
Right. It's going to get converted to warehouses and industries. So I was thinking, my daughters, my sons, my grandsons, I'm not sure whether they'll be able to enjoy what I'm seeing right now out of this Hosur. So I've been having this in mind for a long time, but I never thought what to do. But I used to, whenever I enjoy, I used to think, okay, I'm enjoying now, but how are they going to enjoy it? I used to have that thought alone often. But then one of the Instagram follower, Karthik Arvind, he pinged me in DM, and he told that your pictures, everything is good, and you're slowly getting some what did they say? Notice, like you are getting attention. So, and we are noticing lots of new restaurants, hotels, hospitals are getting opened in Hosur, which is good. But can you go and request them to plant some trees around them? That's what he requested.
Wow.
So that idea was good. But then if I go and talk to them, they will look at me and say, what did you do before you asking me? Have you planted even one plant?
Yes.
So that's the first thing they'll ask. And you're from Hosur, and have you done at least one to Hosur before asking us? Because they are in business.
Definitely.
They're not here to do that.
No,
right?
definitely.
Into business,
even to answer your conscious, you should be able to answer your conscious first and then go and ask somebody, right?
Yeah. So I didn't. I appreciated the way Karthik approached me, but I told him that instead of I'm going and asking him, let me first start myself planting around my hometown. And if somebody looks at me, and if they feel to plant, let them plant. I'm not going to force anyone to plant.
Mm.
So that's how I started, and then this happened somewhere in November time frame in 2020,
Mhm.
and then I thought, okay, December, let me start December 1st. Let me start planting, and then I don't know what to do. It just started, right? I don't even wait for it or get some knowledge and then do it. So I asked my mother. My mother is an inspiration for me. She used
Okay.
to plant a lot of small plants around the home,
Mm. Mm.
and make the vegetables out of it, and like
Yeah.
for our home, no, from family, like onions, tomato, everything she used to do.
Mm.
So I asked her, I'm going to do that. Do you have any seeds? So she
Mm.
told, I have papaya seeds and orange seeds. Do you want it?
Mm.
She had it in a small packet cover. That my journey started that only. I took her seeds, and I had a small scooping kind of a
Yeah.
tool
Yeah.
to dig the
Mm. Mm. Mm.
soil. So these are two tools I took, because normally cyclists don't have any bags. They don't carry anything. They want to keep
Yeah.
themselves lightweight so that they can do a
Yes.
long ride.
Yes.
I have been like that only. But then when I started this planting journey, I have started carrying small tools, like small seeds in the back packet, and then
Yeah.
a tool for it. I cannot carry big. I did this for first 6 days, and I also decided to also video capture it, so that in my intention is planting is very easy. So let's show the world that planting is not so tough. You can also do it at least once in a life. So
Yes.
that was the intention. So from day one, I planted it.
Mhm.
From day one, since I was also in data analytics, I applied whatever the kind of data is very important, right? So I geotagged from day one, wherever I plant, I geotag it in my Google map
Oh,
as
good.
Project Chedimagan. So
Oh,
even until now, I have everything with coordinates. So I know where every plant is there. I can show you the
wow.
map. Maybe if I can share my screen, I'll show you that
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
I
So
geotag everything
please
from
send it
day
to me.
one. I
The
record.
send me the screen of that,
Sure.
all the geotags which you have. I would have
Yeah,
it.
sure.
I'll share it here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, sure. I'll send you a screenshot of that. So I geotagged it. I videographed it. I keep every of the raw video copy of it. And first 6, when I planted, it's all seeds. And I never realized that seeds germination probability is very less. Like 100 seeds falls in a soil,
Yes.
not
Yes.
100 will become trees. Only few will become. So then I realized the probability is very less. So let's move on to plants like saplings. But then in a cycle, carrying a plant, how is it possible is what I
Yeah.
always used to
Yeah.
think.
Mm.
So then I had one of my friend Aaron who told me that I can give you saplings.
Mm.
So he's growing in a home. He's growing in a home,
Mm.
and in his farm there is lots of seeds that falls, and then some of them gets
Yeah.
germinated.
Mm.
So he'll take that and he'll put it in a black pouch, and
Like
he
something
kept
like
it ready
that.
for me.
Something
So the
like
first,
that, which we can see there. Is that a
yes,
sapling too?
I have it. Yeah, this something like
Oh,
this.
which tree?
Exactly.
Which
Yeah,
tree is that? What is it called?
this is pungan tree,
Pungan in Tamil.
pungamia, or in
Oh,
Tamil punga. They'll call it as punga.
Pungan. Okay.
One of my favorite tree. That's why I kept it here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, this is the way he used to. I told him, can you give me in a small pouch? So
Yeah.
earlier it used to be some more smaller, very smaller pouch actually.
Mm-hmm.
It should be very small.
Mm-hmm.
So I started when he gave me first 29 saplings from his home.
Mm.
I was really happy because first I explored around the nurseries. No nurseries had a small saplings. They all have very grown up ones.
Yes.
That I cannot carry in cycle at all. And
Yes.
carrying that in a cycle people will look at me like, really, this guy is mad.
Yes.
Such
Yes.
a big plant. This is like, it'll be a typical drama, no? Like carrying
Yes.
a
Yes.
big
Yes.
tree
Yes.
in the cycle and all.
Yes.
It's like it'll go in a different direction. It'll not give a
Yes.
positive image.
Yes.
So he helped me give a very small sapling. So I have a small mount, and I'm basically an engineer.
Yes.
Started as a tool and die maker, and then became an engineer. So I created a small kind of clamp so I can keep a small cup, and then I can keep those plants in the front, and it all worked well. And I made sure it does not jump out on all the things and all. Then for digging, I bought a small simple tools. And when I first started digging, because earlier was I used to, the planting first itself was for me, it was very shy for me. Going in a public place, and suddenly you sit in a place, you start digging,
Yeah.
everybody will watch at you. It was very awkward for me.
I understand.
First seats and all was, I used to fight places where people don't really see. It's like out of places. Then planting also initially I started that way. And when Aaron friend, he gave me those this small saplings, and I had a different tool that point of
Yes.
time, and I used to dig and then plant it. And I didn't know the exact right methodology to dig and all. I used to just make a small
Yeah.
3-inch into 6 or 7-inch of
Yeah.
small hole, and then I'll keep it inside, pour water, and come out. So almost after 20 plants, people started saying, "Hey, nice, you're planting." People started liking it. All is good, but then one of the person replied that planting alone is not enough. You have to also water it. So then I thought, okay, I should do it. I went back. Some of them, the seeds, first 6 seeds never germinated. It is a complete failure. Then the plants the saplings which I planted, some were survived, some is completely gone. It's dried and it's done. Then I realized, okay, whatever effort we put, it should be some use. So let's also start watering. So I decided, okay, out of 7 days, Fridays alone, let me fix it for watering, like Mondays and Fridays. So I plan to have a water can, and I'll take some water, and then I started pouring it, and it really started showing some greens. It started retaining its greenness and then started growing. Then I thought, okay, this journey is good. That day alone, I'll take my scooter, and after that I bought a scooter. So in the scooter, I'll keep a 10 liters water can in front of me, and I'll take 10 liters, and then most of them are planted around ponds only. That's like, once I realize I have to water it, I have to start planting only around the
so that you
bodies,
have a
not
water
like
source.
highways and roads.
You have a water source very near to you.
Exactly.
You don't have to carry water with
Exactly.
you on the cycle. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's smart.
So I started one place alone. I planted no water source, but I call myself that place as a punga mede. It's like a small raised area. I wanted to make sure at least 9 punga trees are grown there. So I always only plant. I remember I almost so far planted around 30 punga plants. Seeds, the flower, everything is medicinal. The root, everything is medicinal. Actually, it's next to the neem tree.
Okay.
It's neem,
right.
You know, right? Neem is very medicinal.
Yes.
So this is just a twin of neem
Twin
tree.
of a neem. Okay.
But tropical, and it survives any condition. Actually, I've seen the punga tree survive in all very, very, very tough situation. Like I've seen my 28th tree, which is growing in a particular place. A JCB has went on top of it like a bulldozer, completely peeled away all its leaves. Only the trunk is there. Trunk also is broken, like it is like this. And I thought whether it will survive or not, I had doubt, but I thought the trunk is there. I know this punga is a fighter. So I started pouring whenever I go towards that. What it did is, the trunk is broken like this, right? The roots are under the ground. That is very healthy. From the root, it started growing one more.
Wow.
It started growing a tree. Now it's there. I have put in my shorts video. I've shown that how it was after the accident and how it is now with all grown up. So I thought this is one of the best tree I could ever plant, because the trees is known for when it is fully grown. No, when this is fully grown, it will be like fluffy, like lots of leaves. So normally this is very good for air pollution, sound pollution. This absorbs noise, and the leaves are so much that it can filter all the air that is going through it. You can actually literally you can see all the dust on these leaves. All the dust it will carry. It
carries. Okay.
So whatever the air that because whatever the air that passes through it, no, it has to get stuck here.
Oh, okay.
So which means the air that passes out of this will be very pure. And whenever you get a chance to come to India, if you could stand under a pungai tree, you will see it will be so cool. Really, really cool. Even in the coconut, tender coconut guys, know when they sell, they stand in front of the road, right?
Yeah, I know. Yes, I think I know the tree.
Yeah, they'll cut the tree branch and they'll keep it on top of it. They'll say that if I keep this on top of it, it'll be cool. So when customers come, I can give them a cold tender coconut. So it keeps it so cool. Okay. So that's about how it is. And then the seeds, I think they use it for extracting some oil. There is an oil that they can extract from it. The root is medicinal. The leaf is medicinal. This leaf extract, they use it for wounds. You just squeeze this leaf, like old movies you see, people take medicine from forest.
Yes.
It is just this leaves, you squeeze it. Whatever the juice comes, you can put on the skin, which is an antibiotic. It is so medicinal, actually.
Okay.
So I thought
is this the only plant you plant around, or is there some other types of saplings as well?
One of the majority. One of the major.
This is your favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite one.
Yeah, my favorite actually, because it also grows in a way that today it rains. It'll grow. It'll take that water. It'll grow. After 2 months, no rain. It'll just stay like that only. After 2 months, there is a rain. Again, it'll grow. So it is like low maintenance. I don't have to even also too much worry about it. Whenever I go, I water it. Whenever I couldn't water it, still it'll survive there just like that. Yeah. So I thought this is a good one to plant, and it's really healthy. It's like medicinally everything good. So I thought I'll do it. But apart from there is so much other plants as well. I said I'm in data analytics, right? So I have an Excel sheet of every plant that I planted with the coordinates, who has donated, what and all I have bought, how much money I've spent, how much I've received as donation, and how much I've survived now. Some of them got destroyed, for what reason it got destroyed. So I have a history of everything, so that I know that which areas are really good to plant always, which areas are very bad to plant, so that I don't plant more. So I can get some
Yes.
insights from it, and which
Yes.
are the plants which really survives well in all the climates, so that I can populate that more, and whichever requires lots of maintenance, so those I can plant during only rainy season, not during the
Yeah.
normal summer season, no? Because
Yeah.
people used to recommend me plant only during rainy season, don't plant it in summer.
Yeah.
But now it's almost this December I'm completing 2 years, but I realized it's nothing like that. The plants which are planted during summer also has survived so far. So
Hmm.
I personally have seen that it's nothing like that. As long as we sometimes water it and then we maintain it, it is really surviving. But I cannot plant a pure fruits, no, like that requires lots of water. So I don't do it during
But
those times. If it's
isn't it
rainy, then I'll
hard,
do it.
Partha? Isn't it hard to manage? Imagine like 340 trees you have to take care of, watering them, and then
I
going
don't go
and
back all the 340s. I
okay,
only maintain last 3 months, which I could do, because
good.
after 3 months they become self-survivable.
Okay, great. Okay.
So day one I planted to day one. For 90 days I can take care. After that
Mm.
it's really grown up well, so
No,
it can survive
why
on
I
its
asked
own.
you that
Only
question
when
is
I make a
that
visit.
yeah, why I asked you that is that let's say if somebody else also wants to become a Sedimagan, if they want to do it in their own, because see, doing it in your own city or where you're from, that's really applaudable, really, because you can't go somewhere and do it. Or, people like us, maybe we can ask you for help that can you please, plant a tree for me and all. But let's say if somebody else wants to do it, this is a good thing that because I'm just thinking like, how does he manage 340? So the last 3 months, you keep track on them and then from there, they're going to go on self-survival.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. And how many trees?
So, but it does
I'm
not mean that I
hoping
don't visit them.
everything survived, right? I hope most of them.
No. It's I would say 50 or 55% is survived. But in that, initially I did a mistake. The survival rate is so bad because initially around some 30 or 40 saplings, I planted very close to a lake. And Hosur has seen, last year, Hosur has seen a rain, which it never saw last 17 years. Last 17 years, it has never seen. So which means those lakes has never filled fully until last 17 years.
Ooh.
So when I planted around the shores of the lakes, the local people who used to see that, they never told me that, hey, this is going to be flooded. Don't plant it there, because they also have never seen a big rain, right? It used to be always filled to a particular capacity only. Since after 17 years, there's a very big rain that happened last year. Most of the lakes and ponds got fully flooded. So whatever I planted around the shores, the next day it is all underwater.
Okay.
So some of them survived, some of them didn't survive.
That's
Completely
okay.
went
You
underwater.
tried.
That's a
You tried.
Those are. See, for me, when I got very low, when somewhere around 50th or 60th plant, no, one of a guy sent me a simple slogan, which Vivek sir used to say. I think it's told by Nammalvar sir, I think. He has told that Muraital maram illiyal uram, which means if you put a seed under a soil, if it's grown, it's tree.
Yeah.
If not, it's a fertilizer for the soil.
Yeah.
So don't
Wow.
worry. Your effort is never waste.
Wow.
That probe really triggered me like, okay, nothing is getting wasted here.
Yes.
There is also a law, right? Somebody's law, Boyle's law, somebody's law say that energy can neither be destroyed or created. It just transforms from one to the other form only.
Yes.
So you put a seed, it gets transformed to a tree. You don't, then it becomes a food for the soil.
Yes.
So, and also this Pungan, which I noticed is it drops almost, I think around 500 seeds every season. All 500 does not become a tree.
Of course.
The nature once decides out of that maybe 10 could become a tree, remaining everything becomes food for the insects that is around the living around the tree. Yeah. So whatever I plant, some could become a food for the insects. So it is never a waste. These particular trees, this one, no, like plants which I plant. Next day when I go for watering, I've noticed this leaves will have these holes like this. You can see in this also there is a hole.
Yes. That's eaten
which
by
means there is an
right?
insect.
Yeah.
There is an insect that is feeding on
it. Yeah.
So the purpose is done. Day one itself, the purpose is done. It need not to be that it has to grow to a complete tree also sometimes.
Yes.
It is doing its purpose. So that particular insect which is feeding on it, it is going to do somewhere. It is going to move somewhere and drop a seed somewhere, and there is going to be a tree that's going to come out.
Such an optimistic thinking, you have such an optimistic thinking.
No, that's how you have to think. You have to keep your mind like that. Only then you can continue this journey.
Like, do you need any permissions to just go and plant anywhere you want?
I plant only around after this again by mistake is what we learned, right? So initially I was planting around roadsides. And I realized that's a completely waste of time planting around roadsides.
Can you tell me why?
Because it's hard to take care of them, and that's a place where people walk a lot. they walk with the cows and goats, all the things, it just gets stamped away. I've noticed lots of them just gets, people cannot exactly find it. Even though I put a small fence, all those things, sometimes it's growing very good. Suddenly somebody stamps broken, done. The life is gone.
Yeah.
So I thought that these are not the places to plant it
Unless
I plant a big organism.
Shouldn't there be a solution, Partha? Because when you were riding your cycling in near Madurai area, you just told me that there were no trees and you didn't find any shade. It was getting hotter. I saw this lady who was walking on Instagram. Only I saw this lady who was walking along the highway. There's no shade at all for like so many kilometers.
Yes.
So we should find a solution for that too, right? Like something.
Yes, the solution is there. What you're saying is right. There are organizations who is doing it with big plants, and they're doing it now. And if you now go to the same Madurai, I noticed it for a long length of kilometers. They already planted. They also put a fence around it. I'm sure after 10 years, these are going to be very green. Plant-related organizations in Hosur also, who are germinating for free. They're giving the plants and all those things. Who are also planting once in a while in weekends. So I'm sure that these people are going to do that. Around the highways, they're going to do it, and let them do it, because that's an area which I cannot focus, but there is someone who is going to focus. So what I'm doing is I've taken all the water bodies. Since I'm cycling every day, I know all the water bodies around Hosur, like small ponds and lakes and rivers. So I took those spots. Every day I go around those lakes and ponds. I plant it, and for me watering also is very easy. I just take it from there, water it, and come out. And my intention is those are the places where the trees are supposed to be there, because birds is going to come there to drink water. But right now it does not have trees to just nearby. It has to go very far away.
And I heard that it is also good for water also, right? Because the Kaveri calling is all that, right? The roots, they have to have roots around the water bodies. That's the whole point of that, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because it's good for the soil, and then the soil can absorb the water, and then it can sustain and all that, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I'm planting mostly for the tree planters, which is for me is the birds, animals, insects. It's not for we human.
Understood.
We have our sense. We can survive. It's all fine.
Yeah.
And I'm planting only for them. So I'm building small resorts or restaurants for these birds or insects, so that they come, let them reside on it, let them have their food, and let them do their activity. They are the best planters and seeders. So I'm helping them is what. So there is one guy, Vinod, his social media account is Gardening Wizard. I started talking to him. He is a very good plant lover, so nature lover. So I asked him, can you give me a list of bird-friendly saplings, the trees? So he gave me some 18 list. So whoever reaches me asking, can I donate you a plant, I'll give only this list. If you can get me any among this, I'll take this.
Okay.
So if you get anything else apart from it, I would think about it. But if you can give me out of this 18 list, give me. So that list is what I maintain until today. So this punga and all those things are there in that list. So I'm happily planting, and I used to take some advice from him, and now I've got a bigger community also, like different social media, like-minded people who are giving me advices. I take advices from them. One guy shipped me 50 palm seeds. One point of time, I never thought somebody is going to ship me. There is one lady, Anisha artist. She shipped me some saplings to me. People used to get gifts, right? Like for promotions. They shipped me plants on their special BFF, but the shipped one are not really surviving very well. So I told I stopped almost getting shipments. I told I have enough saplings, and if you are around Hosur, I'll come and collect from you.
Yes.
Because it has to be safely handled, and then I have to plant it.
Yes.
And I don't take money at this point of time. I don't take money as a donations because we have enough saplings. We have lots of free donators. So you want to plant it on behalf of a birthday or some relations, you tell me, I have my saplings, I plant it on that day. That's how I do it right now. We don't get into that accepting money at this point of time.
Yes,
so
understood.
That's how it is right now.
Why I asked you that question is that, let's say even if somebody gets the thought of doing it, and where to plant it, that is the biggest question. Like, where should I do it? Because I'll give you my example. When I came to Australia, I like all these plants, nature and everything. Okay. So in 2012, we had a date of 12, 12 and 12, right?
Okay.
For remembering, so I wanted to plant some trees, and I don't know, because here there are councils, there are permissions. You just can't go dig a hole and plant a tree anywhere you want. So I just called up the council. We're not even permanent residents back then. We came on work visa from India back then. So I called up, and they're like, you can't just plant any plant, because in this region we have this bushfires, right? So the plant should be
Oh,
non-combustible. That means the
okay.
water, the trunk should have like the most water content in it, or
Okay,
gumness in it, so that it will not
Okay.
catch fire faster. So we didn't know that.
Okay.
See, that's a good information. And they are like, we are very happy to provide you the saplings. They bought a big, like a small, the truck. And this guy
Okay.
from the council came up and gave us 5 saplings. And me, along with my friends, we actually planted the saplings. And I sometimes go
Wow.
and check
Okay.
those saplings in a park, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
and then I planted some trees for my husband's birthday as well. So I love what you're
Okay.
doing. I understand what you're doing. But the biggest question is, as I asked you, like where I have to plant it. Let's say tomorrow, after watching this podcast,
Okay.
there are a lot of people who wants to do good. Trust me, there are a lot of people who wants to
Right.
do good. But where, Partha?
Right.
You found that because you in and surrounding
Good
Hosur.
that here that strict rules is not there. Yeah, I plant around lakes, ponds
Yeah.
only right now,
Yeah.
and those
You know
lakes and
what,
ponds.
Partha? That is a very good idea,
Yeah.
because you're stretching your legs until where they fit. You know that I don't know. There is a thing in Telugu actually, which literally means that those mats, right? Normal mats. You have to stretch your legs until it fits the mat. You should not
Okay.
stretch beyond the mat, right? Which is not possible,
Okay.
literally. So I can't give you the literal meaning in English. So
Okay.
you're doing just that, which is in your area and which you're very familiar with, and the
Exactly.
water bodies, the climate, and to take care of them. It's perfect
Yes.
what you're doing. You're not going beyond.
Play within the limits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Play
perfect.
within the limits.
Yeah, play within the
Exactly.
limits. Yes.
Yeah.
If one
What I
person
know,
like you comes
when-
from one city or a town, just imagine how beautiful that could be.
that happened. Yeah, that happened. See, the journey. Every time I drop down. No, sometimes my mind drops. Should I do this? There is one guy started planting in his own home cities, tagging me, saying that I got inspired from Shedimagan. I'm planting. There is a doctor, dentist who planted in Chennai. There is this Soundarya. She's planting in Tiruchi. She's a dietitian. She's planting around her own hometowns. Aaron is the one who is donating me lots of saplings. Javed Unkai, who planted 3,000 trees. He's telling, after seeing you, he initially donated me some saplings. Next time he got his friends and he planted 3,000 trees in Hosur, in a particular cattle farm. There is a plant. I was like, then I'm really doing something, a good cause. So let me not break this for any time. I have the most important thing that I have to demonstrate now is consistency.
Yes.
Because if something you do consistent, people will start believing it.
Yes.
You stop it, then they think, okay, he did for likes, he did for some attention. Now he stopped.
I understand.
He is also like one other.
Yeah.
And now I show consistency, that gives them hope. Okay, this is not just he's doing for his own purpose, some attention. No? It is for some good cause. So it's that those people, I really thank them, because when they do those things, I got more inspired. Okay, let me also do it.
Yes, we have a guy podcast we did about cows as well. He's called Ashwin. He's from Bangalore, but he's saving cows. The street cows. He's saving them, and he's actually constructed a goshala for them. It's amazing. That podcast also. Ashwin Sampat Kumar. His name is Ashwin Sampat.
That I don't know, but my friend's father is doing it. Like Rinku Jain. They for them. Cows are like God, no? Why I said Jain? Because for them it's very, very special. Like, so his father bought a very big, small kind of. I mean, when I say big, it's like I would say a small village. Actually, he bought a small village, and he specifically kept only for the cows. Wherever somewhere it's going for slaughter. No, if the police catches them,
he does that.
Post,
this Ashwin, he went into a lot of trouble. Sometimes he just, bought the cows. Let's say he got the news, or he just saw it's going to slaughterhouse. He brings them, and he actually rescued so many beautiful cows. It's called Dakshin Vrindavanam. It's on Instagram too, Dakshin Vrindavan. And he's an amazing guy. He's actually a lawyer by profession in Bangalore. He's amazing. We did a podcast with him too.
Okay.
So coming to our point, any tips for those who want to do good like you? Any tips like don't do's and do's? Any do's and don'ts?
Oh yeah, do's. I would say don'ts first. I have to say is if you plan to plant, make sure first thing is that place is safe for you first. You're going to plant in a place. Make sure that place is safe. Like you're going around a lake or pond. It should not be like a skiddy thing. No, it should be like safe for you. First, you should be safe before you plant. You like to plant more, you should be first safe, not get into some skiddy thing and then fall down and then get injured, all those things. No, that is first. Second one is before planting, if you're planting in a wild place, spend some time there. Don't just go and plant. What I meant to spend some time there means watch out if there is any animals, watch out if there is any snakes, all those things. I have encountered snakes multiple times. It gave me nightmares for some time. I encountered a snake very close. I never know it is near me because it's camouflage. No, it's on the sand color. Only when it blinked its eyes, there is two blinking. Then I knew it's actually viper, some snake, very thick, too thick. This much diameter and it's very lengthy.
Okay.
It looks like it also got scared on looking at me. So I started running on the other side. It also started crawling on the other side.
Oh God.
But that gave me a nightmare for some time. So I spend some time there. I just stamp my feet for some time,
make
some
sure
vibration
it's safe.
so that the snake knows that I'm here. I'm giving you some time. If you want to move out, do those things so that don't encounter. No, and I used to, when local people's come, I used to ask them, you are very localite here. Do we? What kind of snakes we have here? They say only water snakes are there. Don't worry. Water snakes is nothing. You just take an antiseptic injection. If at all it bites, also don't worry. And some say that what is it? Rat snakes. Rat snakes are there.
Yeah.
That also is not poisonous. Even if it bite, you can still get a medicine.
Why do you go so deep to plant? Do you have to go so deep?
No, it's not that deep. No. See, when there is a water, snakes live around it only because it needs water, right? Nobody can survive without water. See, the people come for water. Snakes, goats, everything, every insects, dogs, everything will come to the water. The dogs which is not cared by anybody.
We have so many signboards in just our suburb because it's all hills. Okay. So we have a lot of green. Okay. Australia maintains a lot of green, and then we have creek, and there's signboards everywhere. And I'm like, I'm so scared of snakes.
Yeah. So I asked the local peoples, like, do we have cobras here? If they say yes, I normally avoid those places. Like, I don't go very deep. Like literally open grass places, I do it. I don't go very deep, like close to a trees or close to a very dense area. No, I don't do it because dense area, the good plus point for me is cows also don't go towards it. If I plant, it will survive.
Got it.
So I like that place, but there is a chances for snakes for that places. The danger is also there. So I asked the people, they say, no, never. We don't have any that kind of thing. Go ahead and plant those areas. So those people are really, really, really kind. Some people
still you make some sound and then you make sure there's nothing there and then you go.
I do. I spend some time, at least 5 or 10 minutes. I spend some time there, observe. Do I even see any snakes here? Is it a place like snakes place, living place kind of thing? If all those things confirms me that it's all safe, then I start planting and regularly I plant there. Yeah, it's part of the learning. No, initially I just go and just blindly plant it. When I saw one place a big snake skin alone. I was really I told you Punga made, no? That place I wanted to make sure 9 Punga is planted, and I planted almost 5. I need to plant 4 more, but I saw that big snake's skin, like it went away. But the skin, when I saw, I got there is somewhere the snake is living here. Any small sound I hear, I'll get up each time I plant. Then an old farmer came. He told no snakes can live here because this is not a place where water is there. It might have just crossed.
Okay.
It needs water. It may have crossed and went. It cannot survive here, so don't worry. That's how he told me. But yeah, snakes are there everywhere around because Hosur is a place of forest initial. So it's all now people are living and then industries are so it will migrate once in a while when their places are destroyed.
Same with Australia.
So we can see the snakes around.
Australia's
everywhere. Not just any place you pick. People.
There is this one beautiful country. If anybody want to migrate, New Zealand doesn't have snakes.
No snakes.
No snakes at all. Not even one.
Is that?
Yeah. Actually, I saw this documentary where the ex-prime minister, Lucinda, she actually announced there's no snakes.
Okay. But then if no snakes, then lots of rats will be there, right? See, it's an ecosystem, right?
I don't know.
When there is its equivalent to food should be fully populated.
I understand.
In our hometown also we have...
Okay.
In our hometown we have lots of rats. Cats, dogs, and snakes also. Rat snakes also is there in my own quarters.
I understand what you're
it's equally populated actually.
Yeah, I was surprised too. She announced it on like a TV, on a TV show. She just said it like there's no snakes in New Zealand.
That's one ecosystem is totally broken there.
I don't know. So those are the don'ts. So what are the do's?
Do's is first thing is you should if you like to plant, do it. That's the first thing.
Don't
Only
do
if
it
you
for
like.
others. Don't do it for
I may
others.
sound a little negative.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so I've seen some kids or some guys say, I also want to plant with you. He started planting 1 or 2 days, then he stopped. Whoever watched him, it might have given okay, not an interesting thing. That's how the message would have passed. Whoever watched him doing that. If you really like it, do it. Okay, you don't really like planting, fine. I'll give you a second option. If somebody has planted, you can water it. That's the easiest way. Whenever you cross that area, you have a water, just water. That's more than enough.
Yes.
The third thing, you cannot also water it. You have your waste. You are putting your dump. Don't put it somewhere. Just put it around a plant. It's a fertilizer.
Yes.
That's all. Simple.
Yeah.
You can just do that. If you cannot plant, do this other two things, which is also you can feel like you're supporting back and the environment, because we are taking a lot from
and don't plug them and kill them unnecessarily.
I want to give us. I recently made a video of it. It is not necessary that you have to worry about, like, you planted, you have to take care. You have to take care. It's not that, because planting is a responsibility. I have heard it from one of a senior person. That is also one of a big motivator for me. Planting is a responsibility. Making sure that plant grows to a big tree is responsibility of the nature. It'll take care. Nature will take care.
Yes.
If a place is raining, it'll take care. The soil will be fully made sure it is moist, and it'll take care of that. So of course you cannot completely ignore it. You just plant and you go forget it. It's not a good way.
Yes.
You go around that area. Don't forget to water it a little. That's all. Because you planted, you can.
Or you can just plant at least one tree. Before, we used to have so many trees in our houses. Remember when we were kids? Now there are no trees. Because everybody is scared about the roots coming into the pipelines and disturbing the houses. But I don't know how
that is there.
Yeah, but those houses survived all those big mango trees, big neem trees in the houses, right? We had a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are actually doing good. We have to appreciate them. Thank you so much for doing this. Whatever you're doing, with the trees and the plants. Thank you so much. You know what? As a responsible human being on this earth, you're doing my job also. So namaste and thank you so much for that. Really,
thanks for this podcast, and
it's coming deeply from my heart. Thank you so much. You're doing my part
thanks,
also.
Pratisha.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pratisha. Just one message I want to share. There is one guy, Vignesh. It's very innovative thought he has taken. He called his daughter. He has a daughter. Her name is Noah. Other name I forgot. There is also another name here. Message is, he called her baby as the first carbon-free baby. Can you believe this? So I tried to talk to him, understand, and he gave me a interview video of it. It was really enlightening. And how he called it as, every person living in a year, for his regular usage of phones, bikes, car, everything that is used, it is emitting a particular carbon. There is a carbon that it's emitting. So you're contributing around 12,000 pounds of 12,000 pounds of carbon is what he calculated. And he said that for that carbon to be absorbed, we need to plant at least 450 trees. So so if a tree is fully grown after 3 years, that 450 trees is survived. That means whatever you're emitting, you're contributing for the carbon, those trees are taking care. So you're living carbon neutral.
Wow.
So he made sure before his baby is born, he started planting a lot of trees for the baby.
Wow.
Through an organization. They're doing in a big organization, like multiple people. They get a permission for a particular place. They plant it lot they're planting. So he's saying that after 3 years, these trees, when it's fully grown, whatever my baby is emitting as carbon, these trees are equivalently absorbing it. So my baby is the world's first carbon neutral baby, is how he started making this, bringing this awareness. And now he's working towards his family members, everybody to become a carbon neutral. That's really thought, okay.
That's a really,
different thought.
Very different thought, isn't it? Which makes very good logical sense.
Everybody is Sedimagan at one point of time in their life. Nobody can say they are not contributed.
Definitely.
One or the other way, you go somewhere, you drop your water bottle, you're feeding for some grass there. That's all. You did it.
Wow.
So everybody's contributing one or the other way. No way you can say we are not contributing. Nature takes it, right? Nature takes it call. You eat jackfruit, you drop the seed somewhere, some insect is eating it, and it is going to go do its purpose of doing some planting or something. So everybody is studying, and that's what I used to say.
Wow.
Don't think that I'm doing it, you're not contributing, you're also doing it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show again. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity also.